Close your eyes and imagine you're a soldier standing on the edge of a battlefield nearly 2,000 years ago. The Roman army, disciplined and relentless, marches toward you. You expect swords, shields, and spears. But instead, they unleash something unexpected: war machines, psychological tricks, even flaming animals. How would you fight an enemy that never played by the rules and always seemed to outthink their opponents? The genius of Roman military thinking. Before we dive into the weird, let's understand why the Romans thought differently about war. Rome didn't just win battles, it designed them. Every campaign was planned months in advance with maps, scouts, and detailed supply chains. They fought as one unit, moving like a living machine. But here's the thing: they weren't afraid to break the rules of traditional warfare. If something could give them an edge, no matter how unconventional, they tried it. Take the Testudo, or tortoise formation, a wall of shields in front, shields locked overhead, creating an armored shell that arrows couldn't penetrate. It wasn't just defensive, it allowed troops to advance under fire, slowly squeezing enemies like a vice. Or their obsession with engineering on the battlefield. In the middle of a war, Roman soldiers could build bridges, siege ramps, and fortifications faster than many armies could prepare to fight. From barbarian hordes in the north to disciplined phalanxes in the east. But sometimes adaptation meant going way outside the box. Flaming pigs and other animal warfare. When facing enemy war elephants, most armies panicked. Not the Romans. They remembered a trick learned from earlier Greek warfare: flaming pigs. Yes, actual pigs, covered in pitch, set on fire, and sent squealing towards the elephants. The noise and smell drove the massive beasts into a frenzy, often turning them back against their own troops. It sounds cruel, and it was, but in ancient warfare, psychology was as important as the sword. Romans also used dogs as sentries, messenger pigeons during long campaigns, and even bees. Yes, hives of angry bees catapulted into enemy positions. They weren't gimmicks. They were tools in Rome's arsenal to disrupt and destabilize their enemies before the main fight even began. Surprise and psychological warfare. The Romans understood that victory often came before the first sword strike. By making enemies feel surrounded, outmatched, or betrayed, they could win without heavy losses. One favorite tactic? Ambush by silence. Instead of charging with a battle cry, entire legions would advance in eerie silence, shields locked, eyes fixed. By the time enemies realized they were under attack, the wall of spears was already in their faces. They also staged fake retreats, pulling back just enough to lure enemies into a trap, then slamming the formation shut behind them. And when it came to sieges, the Romans sometimes starved cities into submission without lifting a sword, cutting off supplies, poisoning wells, and building walls around the city to trap people inside. engineering as a weapon. The Romans didn't just fight, they built victory. In the middle of battles, engineers would construct field fortifications so fast that enemies thought they sprung up overnight. During sieges, they used ballistae, giant crossbows, and onagers, catapults to rain destruction from a distance. They'd even tunnel under city walls, collapsing them without direct combat. Building a floating bridge across the Rhine River in just 10 days, simply to show a Germanic tribe that there was nowhere they could hide. This blend of military and engineering genius terrified enemies and ensured Rome's dominance for centuries. Why it worked. Romans weren't the strongest warriors individually. Many enemies were bigger, faster, or fiercer. But Rome had something no one else did: a system. They could take an unconventional idea, even something as wild as flaming pigs, and integrate into disciplined strategy. This meant they could beat heavily armored knights, swift cavalries, or massive war elephants with equal ease. And their willingness to use fear, deception, and surprise made them unpredictable, the worst kind of enemy. So, what made Rome's unusual tactics so deadly? It wasn't just creativity, it was creativity backed by discipline. They didn't throw flaming pigs or build surprise bridges just for show. They did it to control the battlefield, to make enemies react instead of act. And that's why the Roman army wasn't just feared, it was respected. Because in the end, wars are not just won by force, they're won by thinking differently. If you thought Rome's tactics were strange, wait until you see what's covering in the next video. Bizarre cases of inbreeding in royal and noble families. It's another story that proves history's most shocking moments are the ones nobody saw coming. Hit play, it's waiting for you.